Hello, g'day, hola, ciao, and welcome to CruiseAway with Derek and Joe. How multilingual I am. It's wonderful to have your company as we take you on holiday. We've got the biggest and broadest choices of cruise and stay adventures anywhere in Australia, and we've been putting them together for over 25 years, making us the first choice for so many Australians.
That's right. Our team carefully scan all of the sailings around the globe, negotiating the best pricing with the cruise lines, and then adding exciting city stays and big adventures for you to enjoy.
We have some incredible deals on the table right now and the very best advice from our team. Now, this show is all about cruise adventures that don't involve flying, as we enjoyed two spectacular cruise journeys from Sydney. Now, we'll be covering the whole of Oz, Taz and New Guinea for 7 weeks with Holland America Line for next October with an exceptional price tag. And we'll also be taking you on a mesmerising Melanesia luxury trip of a lifetime with Oceania Cruises. Small ship luxury with impeccable inclusions, and you'll enjoy 5 weeks on board early next year. It sounds incredible.
It does, doesn't it?
Big adventures.
Yeah. Let's start around Oz and beyond, though, in and out of Sydney on the 7th of October next year. Here is Holland America Line's Noordam, your home for 35 nights of treats, comforts and fascinating places to see. Oh, the beautiful Noordam. I can't wait for you to experience this ship. The Noordam's actually part of Holland America Line's Vista class, which is their mid-range or mid-size ship, shall I say. Most Holland America Line ships are under 3,000 passengers, so it is much more of an intimate experience. They're known for their voyaging, cruises around, you know, all kinds of exclusive parts of the world you might not get to normally go to on a cruise ship, and I love that. So thoughtfully tailored itineraries from the get-go, but also to tie in with your itineraries, you know, your dining and your beverage options, all of these things are also tied in with the cruise experience, from themed cocktails through to wine pairings specific to the destinations. And I love that they're always thinking about your itinerary when it comes to planning what's happening on board as well. Now, Holland America Line are world famous for their enrichment. As you see right there, that is the executive chef cooking with participants, and it's really fun because you actually get the recipe card to take home and everything. From learning how to make their famous seafood risotto to the molten lava cake, trust me, you want to know how to make that well. You'll just love the experience of cooking on board with the chef. And by the way, there's actually, taking that into the ports, you will find that there are some experiences offered where you can go and, you know, go to the local markets with the executive chef. So exclusive experiences with shore excursions. Talking about shore excursions, the explorations team are on hand to help you build your perfect dream excursion plan ashore, as little or as much as you want to experience. I mean, honestly, you might go to a port where you're thinking, well, I want to do 3 excursions, and it might be possible. Who knows? So talk to them about that. So the travel guide on board takes you through it in a really fun way, and they'll give you some history on the destinations as well, which is great. So it's not just, we have this excursion, it's this much. It actually takes you into what's going on in the port. And they say, look, if you want to experience it yourself, this is how to do it. So it's not about the hard sell on Holland America Line. It's about offering you the options.
The best advice, you know, the best way of getting your time in the ports, which is brilliant. So let's do it then. 35 fabulous nights out of Sydney.
Yes, and we're off first to gorgeous Brisbane for, you know, if you're coming from down south, for some nice sort of tropical weather, of course, up in Brisbane. And, you know, Brisbane's one of my favourites. It's such a relaxing city, slower pace, still some great shopping though if you want to get downtown and do that. Then we're on into Townsville, which is often described as the unofficial capital of North Queensland. And, you know, you've got the dry tropics at the north where the outback meets bush, really, and the Coral Sea. So we're at a cross section here, the triangle. Then we're on into Cairns, talking about the tropics, for not only Daintree rainforest, but of course you're not far from the reef at all, and Port Douglas, so there's lots to see in that area. But you know, the Corunda Railway is a great thing to do up in Daintree, and you might see some crocs. Ella Tower in Papua New Guinea awaits us next, and there's the War Memorial, of course. These islands are tied in with World War II, so you can learn about the history. The Milne Bay Village Life Tour is a great one to do when you're in Ella Tower, when you're there enjoying. Kirewina in Papua New Guinea is next up, and if you want to experience the local traditions, you can head on to the Yelaka village and see them dancing and welcoming you, which is, I think, so much fun in these islands. Lovely people. Conflict Islands are up next, and you can head to the Turtle Interaction Tour. That is one of the top destination activities in this port, and they are adorable. Just learning about the ecosystem of the turtles will be fascinating. Port Moresby's next in Papua New Guinea, and again, these islands are all about nature. They're about beautiful, marine life, bird life, and the nature that supports these islands, and you can learn about the birds when you're there in the nature park too. Then we're into Darwin. Talking of nature, you might want to cage dive with the crocs in Crocosaurus Cove. If you're not that brave, you could cage dive with the sharks out in the ocean. No, you don't have to do any of those things. There's a great market there. Just sit and enjoy the beach. Enjoy the beach. Then we're on to Broome, where we're in the Kimberley. So many of Australians have never ventured to this region. It's understandable because we're out in the great wilderness here. But I love that we have Broome included, and Cable Beach is stunning. Then we're into Exmouth. And I mean, just again, look at the reef that we have there. Everyone thinks about the Great Barrier Reef, but we've got other beautiful reefs around Australia which are there to be discovered and enjoyed. And it might be getting out there and snorkeling, or even just dipping your toe into the water. Then we have an overnight on board in Fremantle, where you can head to enjoy some lovely wineries such as the Swan Valley. There's also some great microbreweries to explore. And Perth Zoo has a great reputation, as does the Fremantle Prison, of course, which you've got to get in and see. And they do some really fun tours of that. Then we're into Albany, which is wonderful. And Albany offers you, natural, interesting viewpoints of this part of Australia, including the Torrendip National Park. You can learn about the whaling station there. Adelaide's up next, from the Clean and Wildlife Park through to Mount Lofty. It's a very easy city to navigate and get around, either on foot or by shore excursion. And, if you don't want to get off in port, remember, you could just stay and enjoy the ship during the day too. Kangaroo Island's next up, and for nature lovers, this is absolute paradise. Seal Bay, so cool because you will just see seals basking there, most likely on the rocks. It's amazing. The Remarkable Rock's also a great viewpoint. Melbourne's up next for you. Wonderful shopping, but let's not forget some of the great galleries and museums that you'll find in Melbourne. Then the Rainforest Gallery, is one of the most famous ones. Phillip Island's next up, and you can, of course, see the little baby penguins, or the fairy penguins, of course, as they're known. They look like babies, coming out, doing their daily march out along the coast. That's incredible. Hobart's next on the itinerary. You've got an overnight on board here in Hobart, which is great. And I love the galleries and museums again on offer in this particular port of call, from the Tasmania Museum of Art through to the Mona and the Convict Penitentiary. I think you'll find it fascinating if you are a culture vulture. Theatre Royal as well there, of course. Then we're into Port Arthur. Now, the Remarkable Cave, which of course is pictured, is one of the highlights of visiting Port Arthur. It's UNESCO World Heritage listed, and there's just so much to see in the downtown area. Then a day at sea will see us back into Sydney after 35 nights, circumnavigating Australia, seeing places that are so far off the beaten track. So many Aussies haven't even been there, and you get to experience it all. There's going to be some amazing scenic cruising along the way of the Kimberley, for example, Yampi Sounds, the Coral Triangle. It's going to be unbelievable.
Yes. Right. Now listen, I've got a confession. I got my numbers a little bit mixed up earlier. I think I might have said this was 7 weeks, and then I realised 35 divided by 7 is 5, isn't it? But 5 weeks of full board cruising next October with Holland America Line. I want you to guess the price. Now that we've got all of our ducks in a row, we know that 35 nights is 5 weeks. What do you think? All of your dining, incredible included dining every single day of your cruise, the most amazing comfortable accommodation. Everyone gets their own bathroom as well, by the way. Nobody's sharing. Home comforts for you to enjoy inside your stateroom. Such a massive variety of entertainment as we talked through earlier. And of course, incredible service. So many of the team on board there purely for you. There's the pools, there's activities, there's enrichment. What do you think? What do you think that price will be for 5 weeks of cruising? Whatever your guess is, I'm guessing that you didn't guess anywhere around here. Because when you look at that price tag, you think, okay, there's no way I could be cruising for 5 weeks for that price. When you cost up day by day all the things that are included while you're actually on your cruise, from the full and huge breakfast selections, wonderful fitness and activities all included, lunch choices in many different venues included, the wonderful pools on board, the lounges, the many activities, and in the evening there's that wonderful selection of entertainment from stage shows to live music, comedy, karaoke and so much more. Wonderful dining of course included every evening with menu choices reflecting where you are in the world and changing all the time. You can then be dancing to the wee small hours having never put your hands in your pocket for anything. Every day and every night of 5 weeks of cruising, and no flying either, for that incredible price tag. That's amazing. Here's everything that is included. It's so good, isn't it? When you put it in context and you realise exactly what you are doing here, and then you look again at your price tag and you think, okay, well, you know what, that's considered some for a holiday. It's good value for the length of holiday, but it's considered some. You're asking me for all of that right now. But when you break down what that covers and what that includes, it's a ridiculous price tag and you need to grab it as quickly as you possibly can. You can do that with a deposit today by talking to our team. And if you want to make this inclusive, you can book the incredible Have It All package with Holland America Line. So for a fixed price each day to include shore excursion credits, drinks, specialty dining and Wi-Fi. Talk to the team about the options when you book with us right now. Call us 1300 408 765. It's absolutely brilliant. It's such a brilliant opportunity, let me tell you. And listen, that was a big adventure. 5 weeks of cruising and planning big adventures is as simple as calling one of our team here in Oz on the toll-free number on your screen. And if you've never cruised before, cruises can be just a few days or 5 or 6 months. Whatever you cruise and wherever you go, there's so much to look forward to.
When you choose to cruise, you'll experience one of the best value holidays with so much included as standard. Your floating resort will take you to multiple destinations in one trip, where you'll wake up to a new view every day and only have to unpack once. Your en-suite accommodation will have everything you need to feel right at home, with a daily service provided by your personal cabin steward. Around the ship, you'll have the opportunity to take part in various activities, which can include quizzes, dance classes, game shows, movie screenings, lectures, and much more. If that sounds too much, then feel free to relax, unwind and watch the world go by in a solarium or around one of the pools or even in a hot tub. If you're cruising with a family, then the little ones will be well taken care of with a range of kids clubs available for all ages from morning till late. Plus, no matter the age, everyone can have a thrilling time with rock climbing walls, zip lines, water parks, skating, simulators and even bumper cars. When it comes to food, you'll never go hungry on a cruise, with options available right around the clock. Enjoy fine dining with waiter service in one of the main restaurants, or opt for something more casual in the self-service buffet. There's also snacks and room service available too. And as the sun goes down, that's when the ship really comes to life. Every evening, you'll be spoilt for choice when it comes to entertainment, from Broadway-style shows in the lavish theatre to live music, comedy, karaoke, silent discos, as well as onboard nightclubs, allowing you to dance the night away. So, if you want more holiday for less dollar, make sure you choose to cruise.
It's why so many people love it. It's the way to live. Let me tell you, it is simply amazing. And if you haven't done it, please, 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 do yourself a favour. This is not about me. I earn no commission. So if you all book a cruise, I earn no commission. If no one books a cruise, I earn no commission. It makes no difference to me financially whatsoever. I'm saying this because I've cruised and because I know what a joy it is. And if you haven't yet been down the cruising holiday route, honestly, you have no idea. That film there gave you a small idea, but you have no idea what you're missing. Let's open the door on some real luxury now. I mean, this is just a page turner as we sail with Oceania, promising the finest cuisine at sea and small ship luxury with so much included, including your own butler and a penthouse suite. Yes, prepare.
Wow.
I know. Prepare 35 nights of mesmerising Melanesia starting in Sydney on the 8th of February next year on their wonderful ship Riviera. And let's get on board right now and have a little look at life on board these ships. And it is a dream.
Now, I experienced this incredible ship sailing around South America, actually, and wow, what an experience this was. You have gourmet specialty restaurants and in-stateroom dining. It's no joke when they say the best cuisine at sea. I have to say, it's exceptional. Even the Terrace Cafe, which is their version of a buffet, is nothing like you've ever experienced before. I mean, everything is decadently set out. It feels like such an elevated nouveau cuisine standard, but of course generous portions, not those tiny ones you get in some of those restaurants.
And of course on the menus as well. If you want to go off-piste and you want to have, you know, a weird and wonderful concoction that you kind of like to enjoy at home, talk to the team on board and they will accommodate you. Sometimes it's quite nice to kind of, you know.
Nothing's ever a problem.
Yeah.
It's always whatever you want.
Take advantage of that.
You have it your way. Absolutely take advantage. You know, even the turn down services you just saw pictured there with the fresh flowers and the chocolates, you know, it's thoughtfully done at every turn. You've got unlimited Wi-Fi. You've got soft drinks and specialty teas and coffees included. Self-service laundry, group fitness classes, your gratuities. I mean, it's wonderful quality.
And if you do decide to, after all, you're enjoying a penthouse suite here. So if you do decide to enjoy in-suite dining, then that is brought to you course by course.
Yes.
I mean, how incredible is that? As just as you can picture it now, can't you? There you are. The wait staff is there, your butler is overseeing what happens, and in comes your wonderful, memorable meal. And listen, if you want to do that every night of your cruise.
Yeah. And they'll bring the tablecloths in, they'll set up the flowers. It will be just like enjoying the outdoor experience when you're sitting upstairs, for example. And red ginger is delicious if you love your Pan-Asian food. Now, one thing I have to say, it was extraordinary on Oceania. Their afternoon teas, I mean, it's literally like experiencing an afternoon tea in Raffles or the Ritz every single afternoon. Yeah. It is that good and it is that delicious. So you've got to get out there and experience this as much as possible. Entertainment, expect cabaret style shows, but still the kind of quality that you'd only get in the top hotels in Vegas or the Gold Coast or wherever you like to go and watch those kind of shows. And then you'll have something different happening every night as well. Oceania really is a different world altogether, and you will love it. From sitting, you know, poolside with a fresh fruit kebab or whatever you enjoy. We're into Brisbane first of all to enjoy a nice lazy afternoon, maybe wandering around downtown or seeing some of the local surrounding areas, and some of the best beaches in the country, of course, are going to be up in Queensland. So have a great time there, and then we're on to Airlie Beach. And of course, this is going to be an optimum opportunity for reef viewing. So maybe you're going to do a helicopter or float plane tour over the reef, or get down on the reef exploring, you know, with a glass bottom boat or snorkel. Then it's Cairns, and Cairns has a great sort of position at being close to the reef, but at the same time enabling you to see the Daintree Rainforest, Corinda Railway, lots of great cultural centres as well in the area, and fabulous wildlife. We're into Cooktown next, and Cooktown offers you, again, great national park offerings. So if you're booking an excursion, it will get you out there by minibus or guided tour to make it nice and easy for you to see nature. Then it's Darwin, and you might want to head to Kakadu and just get out there in the open space up in the Northern Territories and breathe in the fresh air and the unspoilt landscapes that this part of the country is known for. It's unforgettable. Next up, we're into Komodo, and this is home to the Komodo dragon, which is actually a monitor lizard and several feet long. They are like mini dinosaurs. The pink sands are also famous for Komodo, and aren't they beautiful right there in the image? Then we have an overnight on board in Bali, Selakan Bawang, which is in northern Bali. Now this will give you an optimum opportunity to see quite a lot, because you have Seminyak, the famous beach resort, or Ubud for monkey forest, but in the north you also have the hot springs, which are lovely. So lots to be able to do in an overnight stay. Next up, we are back into the fabulous port of Komodo for another little trip. Now I love that we have a double stay here, because this means that you have time to see more on the island, and there's the Kampung Komodo to see as well. Then we're into West Timor, which is fascinating. We don't see this on many itineraries. Now, Crystal Caves are beautiful, and if you're a nature lover, there'll be tons of great nature things to do here, but you might just want to be on the beach, lounging and relaxing all day. Next up, it's Darwin again, and there's never enough times, that you could be seeing these ports of call, because there's always something different you experience every time. And they have some wonderful markets beachside in Darwin, which is great, and, lovely keepsakes you can pick up. Then we're into Port Moresby in Papua New Guinea. Now, this has a tie-in with the World Wars, and you might want to head to the war cemetery to pay your respects, learn about the history of these islands outside of the natural beauty. Then Ola Tower awaits us, and again, the war memorial right there. In the tropics, of course, learning about this culture, which is thousands of years of history. It's absolutely fascinating to learn about that in a cultural village experience on tour, perhaps. Next up, it's Honoria in the Solomon Islands. Now, the waterfalls here are also world famous, the Tinaroo Falls, and you can do a nature exploration which will take you to the hot spots. Normally they take you to 3 or 4, so you get to see a little bit of everything in a day. Before Luganville awaits us in beautiful Vanuatu. I always think when I hear Vanuatu, that for me is paradise personified, isn't it? And it does not disappoint. If you are an ocean lover, you'll see some crystalline oceans here. Talking of that, look, Vanuatu Port Vila awaits us next, and it is no joke. That is how beautiful the ocean is, that perfect turquoise. And that juxtaposition of the rainforest and the volcanic landscape against the ocean is wonderful. And then we're into Lakuta, and Lakuta is relatively unspoilt as well. All of these islands have such small populations, and I love learning about the history through tours, and of course you'll have a well-versed guide who can take you through when you book an excursion. Then it's Suva, and some great things to shop for in these ports are local arts and handicrafts. So you can support the local communities by picking up hand-carved wooden keepsakes or woven baskets and have something tremendous to take home. Then it's Nume. I mean, again, the reefs in this port. I'd be out there snorkeling every day. And if you're a diver, this will be paradise for you, honestly. But if you're not quite brave enough to do that, what about a glass-bottom boat or kayak tour in these ports? Here is an overview of the most intense and fabulous, paradise itinerary I think I've seen. And of course, we're back into Sydney, so it's so easy for you. But mesmerising Melanesia does not even begin to describe how incredible this is going to be for you.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's a very, very relaxing 5 weeks of pure... How do you describe it? How do you describe it? I mean, it's just a trip of joys. And remember, all of the way through, you're enjoying your penthouse veranda suite for 35 incredible nights. Oh my word. This is an experience, a magical experience as well. Let me show you. Let me show you how achievable this is. Because actually it's one of those once in a lifetime kind of experience. This kind of holiday we don't do every year. This is significant treat. This is maybe, you know what, the world of work, that's now behind me. Maybe it is a big anniversary, or maybe for you it's just because 5 weeks of enjoying a penthouse suite, your own private butler. You can dine in suite course by course every single day if you want to, or the wonderful restaurants, enjoy all of those. There's even things like complimentary pressing service. So if there's something you want for that evening, fantastic. Sort it out. Your butler and the team on board will take care of everything. This is the executive lounge just for suite passengers, concierge service to arrange dining and shore excursions, and much more for you. You'll enjoy all of the dining, as I said before. You have got your service charges, you've got Wi-Fi, you've got soft drinks, you've got fitness, and so much more included as you enjoy those wonderful destinations in Oz, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, the Solomon Islands, and the South Pacific. Book today with a deposit and never look back after this wonderful luxury trip. And here's everything that's included. I have to say, it's true joy. It's true joy. And not everyone's in the fortunate position, to be able to do this, but if you can, you should, because this is the very, very best of ocean travel, because this is traveling with around about 1,200 people only. It's about spending more time in the incredible ports. It's about having more included. It's about the badge of honor, I want to say as well, of having a penthouse suite. That comes with its own feeling. That comes with something that can never be put into a brochure. Of course, the extra space, the more luxurious bathroom, the more amenities, the more inclusions, the butler service, the concierge service, all of that. And yet, incredibly relaxed, amenable, enjoyable. This is for everyday people. This isn't for Lord and Lady whatnot. This is for everyone. And that's the great thing about cruise travel, is you can cruise travel on all levels. You can go, yes, for budget friendly, which is great for the kids and the family and whatever, and then you can go to this kind of high life.
And it's not just a step up from what you've experienced before, it's a monumental leap. The difference, as great as, regular staterooms are, the difference between that and penthouse is like... And you'll be absolutely spoiled. It might be, who knows, the only way you want to travel again in the future. But if it's just the once, and you deserve it and you want to treat yourself, why not?
Yes.
This is going to be an exceptional experience, not good or great or excellent, but exceptional. So you just prepare yourself for that level, that caliber of luxury, because I was blown away by the regular staterooms on Oceania. So I can only imagine, having seen the penthouse, I have to say, wow.
Yeah, and never compare it to a hotel, because there is no comparison whatsoever. No hotel on earth could offer you what you have on board these wonderful ships. Listen, our time has run out. We're here every single day with more CruiseAway shows, more adventures around the world, cruising for everyone. One thing, get cruising as soon as you can. Take care.